What up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to another episode of The Road to Glory here on FIFA 19 Ultimate Team, episode number 38. Now, the reason why, two episodes in a row, I'm in a blue t-shirt, is because I'm filming on the same day. So, yesterday you will have seen all those SBCs and then my first 3 games in the Weekend League, which I played on Saturday morning, early afternoon. And then what you're going to see in today's video is me getting up to 10 games played total, and I'd be very interested to know what you think down below in the comments section will be my win-to-loss ratio at that point, once we've got 10 games done at the end of this episode. We are 3-0 right now, so at the start of the video, leave me a comment down below what you think I'll be at after 10 games, and do me a favour, smash that thumbs up button on today's video. Thank you so much. Once again, let's try and hit over 1,000 likes on this episode. Keep that support flowing. It's good. I love ya. So in this game right here, I managed to go 1-0 up, literally off of kickoff, and I feel like that right there is one of those situations where that's a good reason why we switched our formation from that 4-2-4 with Fabinho as a striker to switching it to the 4-3-3 where I've just got like my wingers and Firmino like being the main guys off of kickoff, because that very first kickoff can be vitally important, you know. So I go 2-0 up in this one, and although I hadn't really had much possession, this guy was difficult to get the ball off of, but you know what, I'm 2-0 up, so it doesn't really make much of a difference to me. However, he gets through and does a really nice turn in the 71st minute, and to be fair, I thought the first shot should have gone in from Teixeira, but he scored the more difficult one, or, well, on FIFA, the easier one, which was the bicycle kick, because that happens. Now, I knew he was going to turn me there, so I sort of brought my defender back, but my defender moved way too far, so I have to push this game into extra time. And this was like the easiest opponent, or the opponent where I'd had the most opportunities on goal in the entire few games that I've played so far. So it was a really annoying situation to have to push this one to extra time. Even more annoying when he gets through and scores with Vinicius Jr. there, who somehow out-muscled Lala. Not very happy about that, Lala, mate. You need to be doing better. So this game's going to go to penalties, and we all know that penalties is kind of like just a game of chance, a game of luck. I scored my first one. I guess this guy didn't really understand about the movement of the head, because I guessed every single time he made it really obvious which way he was going, and I saved every single one of them. So spoiler, in the next few seconds I'm going to win this game. But yeah, I made it super obvious which way I was going to go and then bluffed him the other way. So, you know, he just obviously hadn't got a grasp of penalties and stuff. So, penalty shootouts can be a complete and utter 50-50, but in that game it was like 90-10, just because I knew where he was going and he didn't quite understand what I was doing. So, that worked out well for us. Now, we're 4-0, up to Bronze 1. Nice. We're not ranked yet, so I don't think we could even get any rewards. So, we need to go into our 5th game, and that is this one right here. A mix between La Liga, Serie A, and, well, it's basically Atletico, Napoli, and Bayern. So, 3 pretty strong, solid teams there. All from, well, they're all Champions League teams, I guess, aren't they? But I go 1-0 up with Bobby Firmino. 7 minutes is all it took. And I decided to not go for a low driven there with the weak foot. I decided to try and open up the body and hit that finesse shot, and it worked out really well. So much so that I tried it again, and then he went with a weak foot, but I got so very, very lucky. Look at the clock. 2 minutes later that was, he kicked off, I got the ball off of him, I went down the other end, I scored my goal. So 2-0 up in under 10 minutes is brilliant. However, some nice little passing here between Tolisso and Lewandowski. And one thing I'm realizing, and I've had like a few messages on Instagram and a few comments left and tweets and stuff about how good Lewandowski is this year. He really is. He actually is insane. His shooting does seem crazy. So maybe that's someone that we look to bring into our ultimate team at some point in time. Not right now. I love what we've got going for us. But it almost seems like he might be a bit of a better Bobby Firmino, maybe. I don't know. But I continue my assault on this game, and I go 3-1 up and 4-1 up with a nice header back post with Rabiot. So, yeah, 4-1 up, even though we've both had 6 shots, 6 on target. Mine have been super clinical, so I really, really like to see that. And I felt like I was on a bit of a tear. Now, that touch, that shot from Son, was literally his first touch on the ball. I just brought Royce off. As you can see, it's about the 60th minute. That's when we bring him on. And he just scores a bike. You know, he just scores a bicycle kick straight away. literally confirming him as my favourite player on this game. I love him. I love Heung-min Son. He's the greatest super sub that we've got. He scores a header from a corner, but we push through with Mbappe. And look at that. I actually hold off a defender and hit a low driven shot with green timing, and it flies in the back of the net. So that's odd, because that's a few things that don't normally work out for me, holding off players and hitting low drivens. Like, you know, it worked. So we get our 5th win there. 5 games, 5 wins, and at this point I think I'd let it get to my head a little bit, because on my Instagram story I was doing stuff like paparazzi, like, no photos, I'm just a normal human being, and all of this type of stuff. I'm sure you guys know that I was only joking. And yeah, I was saying, like, esports teams, you know, feel free to get in touch with me, because I am a free agent, and you know, I'm 5-0 in the weekend league, so obviously things are going great for us. But this next game was a lot more difficult. So I actually go 1-0 down, but get a kickoff goal, literally, to equalise. In the early doors in the second half, or should I say around the 60th minute, he gets through with Lacazette and scores a nice finish. And I thought this was going to be it. This is going to be my first loss in the weekend league this week. However, we played it into Heung-min Son. I hit him with the perfectly timed green finesse shot, and it just flies on the outside of the boot into the back of the net in the 82nd minute. And then Fabinho up to Firmino, into Mbappe, to Son, one touch, and then hit it, back of the net, boom. We are 3-2 up, and that's the second goal for Son. He's got 2 goals for me now. Brilliant player. He's won me the game. We were literally 2-1 down in the 82nd minute. So that was a really nice but late turnaround in that one. And we're now 6-0. We are flying. Silver 3 without losing a game. Brilliant. Nice stuff. For me, that's like unheard of. So very happy with that. Next, we come up against a guy with a sick-looking Prem team, and he's got a red Van Dijk, which I am really jealous of. And it's not just a Prem team, I guess. There's 3 high-rated, nice Bayern Munich players there in Lewandowski, Kimmich, and Jerome Boateng. But some nice passing and a low-driven shot makes me go 1-0 up after 25 minutes with Kylian Mbappe. That one goes in off the post, and then he's busy spinning on his head. I wouldn't recommend that. I reckon that might make you a little bit dizzy for the rest of the game, mate. But 1-0 at half-time. You can see how low my opponent's pass accuracy was. That was one thing that I found. I was holding the ball all right against this guy and intercepting him really well. And take a look at that for a slice of luck. I feel like I maybe should have got a penalty from him wiping out Bobby Firmino. But to be fair, it fell to me. I smacked it in the back of the net with Mbappe, and we go 2-0 up. And then towards the end of the game, Fred, my substitute, it was just reacting far better than his centre-backs. Goalie plays it short. Fred gets the ball, dips it over the goalkeeper. Bob's your uncle. We go 3-0 up, and we are going to get another W right here to go 7-0. Now, I did miss an open goal right at the very end with Bobby Firmino, but I didn't know that his goalkeeper had even run out. That's how much I was paying attention. So 7-0. That's definitely the best start I've ever had, for sure. Time to go into another one then, and I was like, okay, here's where we lose it. Really nice team. Sort of looks like the sort of guy that could maybe be going on a complete streak like we're doing right now. On form, he's got Messi, he's got Bale, that 91 Modric, 91 Godin, and also that flashback or throwback Juan Fran. However, some really nice passing. We get it to Bobby Firmino. I hit him with a lovely finesse shot, green timed, of course, and we actually go 1-0 up. And I was very surprised, because Messi's dribbling early doors in this game sort of worried me. Now, I go 2-0 up with, I don't know what happened there for my opponent. I guess he tried to clear it further. Didn't quite work out for him. I nod it into Mbappe and then just literally bicycle kick it into the back of the net, because that's one of the easiest things to do. So 2-0 up and cruising in this game. Mbappe wins the ball back, plays it to Royce, to Bobby Firmino. Lovely hold-up play. Check that run from the Frenchman. I'm through on goal. I'm hitting a low driven and going 3-0 up against a really strong-looking team. So 30 minutes into this match, and I've already got 3 goals on this guy. I figured it could only go downhill from here, and then Bale whips one into the back of the net just 7 minutes later, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This is where things all really go bad for us, and we end up losing and bottling a 3-0 lead. However, straight away from kickoff, I play it through Goretzka to Royce, spots Mbappe, go for the finesse shot into the back of the net. It's too OP. We scored a finesse shot from kickoff, which is like two of the most OP things on this game. So at half time, to be 4-1 up, to have that 3-goal cushion was a really, really, really nice thing to have. Even though my opponent was like battering me on possession and holding the ball really well. Mbappe flicks it into the back post. Godin clears. Firmino hits the post with the header, but who's there to just tap it in? Like, I think that was an AI goal. I don't think I even pressed shoot there because I wouldn't have done. I don't think I have the reactions to. And I get the 5-1 goal, and that's where my opponent was like, you know what, I'm probably not gonna win this one. So he decided to quit, and we actually go 8-0 in the weekend league. Where is this gonna end, boys? Next game, nice looking Prem team with a little bit of La Liga in there as well. Davinson Sanchez, in form Lucas Hernandez, a UCL version of Mahrez as well. All looking pretty tidy, pretty tasty. Royce on the ball here, plays it into Firmino, who hits it like completely on the turn with the weak foot. The finesse wasn't timed or anything. It was timed late, in fact. And that flies into the back of the net. 5 minutes on the clock. We've already got a lead against this guy. However, just before half-time... just before half-time. You can see 47 minutes and 15 seconds into a 2-minute interval just before the half-time break. He is able to get the goal against me. And to be fair, I would say he was playing better than me because, as you can see at half-time, I had literally that one shot on target, and that was my goal. So I also wasn't too surprised when Hazard, he brought on a lone version of Player of the Month, Hazard, and scored a goal with him. And to be fair, I was just struggling to get back into this match. And when Fernandinho scored that one, I was like, this is it. This is the one we're actually going to lose. It did make me rage a little bit because, like, the very start of this game when we went 1-0 up, I felt like I was kind of cruising. I was like, yeah, we're going 9-0 so far. Like, we're going to get a win here. Maybe the, like, overconfidence maybe in the game, and this guy just literally ripped me in the end. Scored another one with Hazard, and I end up losing 4-1. So there's my first loss in this weekend league. We are now 8-1. Still, you know, solidified silver 2 though, which is good. And then we'll go into what is the final game of the episode. Really nice team. Oh, that is a 95 rated UCL Ronaldo, by the way, as well as an Icon Gerrard, UCL Goretzka. He's got Boateng. He's got Sane. He's got a really, really solid team. 14 minutes in, I completely mess up. Basically gift the ball to him. And of course, he was going to run through and score that with Leroy Sane. There's no catching him with 95 pace. You know, I hoped to, but I just didn't quite get there. But Bobby Firmino literally hits him with a kickoff goal finesse shot again. Like, I'm going to do it if I can, because let's face it, my opponent's going to try and do it to me, and I was just lucky enough that it worked out a couple of times for me in this episode. I actually do turn this one around, and just before half-time, get a nice headed goal there with Rabiot. I meant for that to go directly on his head, so I was really pleased when the cross actually worked out. And then before half-time again, we get through and get a third goal with Mbappe. Things looking really, really good against this solid squad. We now have a 2-goal lead. But look at that half-time stats. I reckon my opponent's had a better half than me. I've just been pretty clinical with the 5 shots I've had on target. What's going to happen in the second half then? Well, it was a battle of trying to keep Ronaldo at bay. And he gets one through to him. He just bangs it first time, and that's just perfect. There's no stopping that. Like, I needed to defend him earlier if I was going to actually make the block. To make things worse for me, 87 minutes on the clock, I get Roussillon sent off, second bookable offence. And you can just see how much of a gap there is. I actually brought Fred on and put him at left back. But he was absolutely nowhere to be seen. And the ball just flies into the back of the net from Sane there after a nice cross. Like, he was way better positioned than me, and deservedly so for my opponent. Like, we just couldn't quite hold out, and that's what I really wanted to do. So we're going to push this one into extra time. And actually, from extra time, we push it all the way to penalties. My first one, I step up with Schweinsteiger. I get it saved. I then save his, though, so it's all good. We're actually still even. Son steps up, bluff in one way, go the other, and I get my goal. So, advantage lasty, or is he going to score here? He does score, and he actually bluffed me a little bit as well, I think. So that made me worry. Now, Fred scored again, which is all good. And then he scored with Lucas straight down the middle. I don't know why I didn't stay down the middle. I then get Bobby Firmino's penalty saved. Leroy Sané bluffs me one way, goes the other, hits now advantage to my opponent, and the final penalty I take there with Fabinho, I get saved by the goalkeeper's legs, and I lose again. So we've now lost 2 on the trot. I did actually think at 8-0 that I was going to stop playing, but then I was like, nah, play up to your 10 games, see what happens. It doesn't really matter if you lose. You're going to lose eventually, right? So we're now 8-2, and if you'd have asked me that at the very, very start of this episode, like would I go from 3-0 to 8-2 and be happy? I'd be like, hell yeah, I definitely would. It's been a great start to the weekend league. So going to go into some more, like you're watching this on Sunday night, I know, but I will have been playing today as well. So we should now have hopefully reached, well, the aim is to try and reach gold 3. If things get super stressful, at least we'll get to 11 wins for silver 1, but I'm sure we'll probably work our way. Like I need, what, 6 wins? And I've got a whole bunch of games left, so I should be good for gold 3. Let's hope so anyway. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Lots of FUT Champions Weekend League gameplay. Do me a favour, smash a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.